Hello everybody. Today I'm making walnut cigar ashtrays for a client, and I'd like to take you along the journey to see how they're made. I have a 6-inch wide by 2-inch deep slab of walnut that I'll be cutting out 10 pieces equally sized. I'm measuring across 6 inches to make sure that it matches the width. Once I've made the square, I have to find the center point of that square by making 2 intersecting lines from each corner. This center point will come in handy when it's time to drill out the middle of the square that will be used to collect the ashes. Once I dial in my stop block to 6 inches, I use my miter saw to cut out the square. Then I repeat the step till I have 10 equal squares. Then I use a carbide tipped 4-inch Forstner drill bit to hog out the middle of the block, using the intersecting lines as a guide for the drill bit starting point. The drill bit is attached to an electric drill press that enables me to make consistent straight holes into the wood. I use a plunge router and I attach a bowl bit to finish out the inside of the ashtray. I repeat this for all 10 ashtrays. I need to add a 45-degree chamfer to the top and the bottom part of the ashtray. So here I'm adding a 45-degree chamfer bit to my router table to help me with this process. chamfer helps to add character to the shape of the ashtray. It breaks up the straight lines of the edges and makes it a little more interesting to look at. Here I'm using a homemade sanding block attached to my drill press to sand and smooth the inside of the ashtray. And now we get to my least favorite part of woodworking: sanding. There's so much sanding to do, but it happens to be one of the more important parts of finishing when you're working with wood, because it provides a clean and smooth platform for whatever medium you're going to put on there to make the wood shine and seal it in. There are many different ways to make the grooves that hold the cigars, but the method I use involves using a jig that I built for making splines to hold the ashtray at the perfect angle to apply pressure using a drum sanding bit, which is attached to my drill press. But I will say this method is very messy and goes through a lot of sandpaper. More sanding to knock off the sharp edges and make it feel better when it's picked up. If you look closely, you can see that my sander has a sanding cushion. This helps to reduce the amount of pressure applied when I'm sanding and just gives me a soft base for removing all the sharp edges on the wood. I'm using 220 grit sandpaper with the sanding cushion, and this helps make a smooth and soft feel to the hand. At this phase, I use cutting board oil to wipe down the ashtrays and get them clean, giving them the initial shine. After the wood had dried, I sealed it with a water-based polyurethane to help protect it and give it a longer lasting shine. The customer wanted the ashtrays engraved with their company emblem, so I figured out a way to create a template that would allow me to engrave all 10 of them at the same time. In order to get the engraving to look right, I had to reduce the speed of the laser, which increased the overall time it took to complete the task. In all, it took about 4 hours to engrave all 10 of them. I'm just glad that I didn't have to keep on switching them out to complete the task. I wasn't so lucky when it came to engraving my logo on the bottom side of the ashtray, as the space would only take 4 ashtrays at a time. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I try my best to learn and grow with each project, and this one has been a lot of fun. I look forward to reading your comments, so if you enjoyed this little project, please subscribe, like, and share. I've got more woodworking adventures planned, and I can't wait to take you along. As usual, keep those chips flying, and remember, even the smoothest projects start with a little rough lumber. Until next time, happy crafting.